Jurors saw some disturbing pictures today of the baby at the center of a Granger woman's feticide and neglect trial. Purvi Patel is accused of taking pills to abort that infant, then putting it in a dumpster behind a restaurant her family owns. WSBT-22's Kelly Stepsinski is following this trial for us. And Kelly, the state put those pictures up on a projector screen.
Rick, that baby had a full head of dark hair. It had ears, a nose, arms, hands, legs, and feet. Jurors seemed somewhat stoic when they saw that picture of the baby on a piece of plastic, a plastic bag where investigators say they found it and pulled it out of a dumpster. Purvi Patel sat at the defense table and quietly cried as a doctor testified about pronouncing that baby dead, but saying it looked pretty normal. And he said it could have been born alive. That obstetrician testified he was called into St. Joseph Hospital on July 13th, 2013, to give a second opinion on Patel, who was admitted to the labor and delivery unit bleeding with a protruding umbilical cord. This was not a simple miscarriage, testified Dr. Kelly McGuire. I drew a conclusion that there should have been a baby at the end of the umbilical cord. McGuire told jurors he called police and found out Patel told another doctor she'd put the baby in a dumpster behind Super Target in Mishawaka. Then McGuire rushed there in his own car. I thought time was of the essence, and if they found the baby, then potentially I could help with the resuscitation if needed, he testified. Did you believe this baby could still be alive? Asked Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Mark Rule. Yes, McGuire replied. While McGuire and several police officers carefully searched dumpsters, a St. Joseph County officer testified he was at Patel's Granger home and saw a yellow SUV in her driveway with the words Moe's Southwest Grill on it. He advised others over the radio to search dumpsters there, and that's where police ultimately found the infant, wrapped in plastic bags. I concluded that the baby was dead. The baby was cold and lifeless, but I thought it was an otherwise normal, healthy-appearing baby. There were no other signs of trauma to the baby, Dr. McGuire said. McGuire also testified based on his 15 years experience of delivering babies and the size of Purvi Patel's uterus and the umbilical cord protruding from her body, he gave a rough estimate that baby was about 30 weeks gestation. To kind of put that in perspective, a full-term baby is born around 40 weeks gestation. He also told jurors he would expect that a baby of that age to be born possibly making movements, showing signs of life, even potentially having a chance of survival if it had medical care immediately. But Patel's lawyer questioned the doctor, why didn't you call an ambulance? Why did you drive your own car? But again, the doctor said because he felt it was so urgent, he just didn't think to call the ambulance. Rick?
Yeah, and Kelly, we heard in your report yesterday, the state talked about evidence it plans to admit from Patel's cell phone, but, late today, her lawyer objected to that.
Right, so a digital forensics police officer took the stand a little bit after 4 o'clock this afternoon, and they introduced him, the state did, and he was talking about how he went through Patel's text messages and also through her iPad, and the state was planning to introduce those text messages and an email, but the state objected, saying using that information would be considered hearsay, and hearsay in courtrooms is not allowed. So the judge right now is thinking about that. She dismissed jurors at 5:15 and said she hopes to have a decision tomorrow morning on whether or not the state will be able to use that. The trial resumes tomorrow morning at 9:30. Rick?
Kelly Stepsinski live in South Bend tonight. Kelly, thank you.